CMPRadio.net. It's the station.
CMPRadio.net. It's the station. Listen, man, let's cultivate together. Bring us all your show ideas. Content creators, we're looking for that. Videographers, we're looking for that. You can be a part of the next great big thing that takes place right here in Chester, Pennsylvania. Let's cultivate together, man.
It's born leader. Work hard, expect nothing, right? That's right. Ha. Time now, baby. Time now record. Hey. First things first, I put my old name, be easy in the dirt. That's dead. 6 feet, we don't even need a hearse. Raised from the dead, so this is my rebirth. Born leader, the new name, I'm better suited. Yeah. God gave me a gift and said you better use it. Yeah. And I did drop a classic LP 1 year previously, but expect to hear better music. Still repping time now to the end of time. Yes, running a good race, I can see the finish line. But it's nowhere near over yet. Nope. Son of God, so you know I'm set. Show respect. Show it. Did a lot, still got a lot more to do. Way more. But through everything, I remain more than true. And God got more for you. Young man. Grace, mercy, and peace be multiplied unto you. What's up? Good afternoon, Chester. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, worldwide. You know what I mean? I'm not going to limit it to just Chester because it could be somebody watching from another area, another zip code, another location. I don't know. So good afternoon, everybody. This is Born Leader. I'm your host, Born Leader. This is Holds the Whole podcast on CMP Radio, cmpradio.net, the voice of Chester. You already know what that entails. You know what I'm saying? Listen, they was here. They been here. You know what I'm saying? They been here. They was on before me. So I ain't going to keep telling you what everything entail. You already know what it entail. I'm new to different things going on, man. I just got here. This has been a beautiful ride. It's been a beautiful journey. You know what I mean? This has been a beautiful ride, been a beautiful journey. But cultivating mature positivity, that's an important key word. That's an important one right there. Consistently making progress. Chester made products, changing media's perspective, changing minds powerfully. And I don't know, you come up with one and you type it in or let me know about it. I don't know, you go figure it out. So what's going on? It's good to be back, man. It's good to be back. Holds the whole, baby. I got my son with me today, Ben Jr. What's up with you, man?
What's going on? What's going on?
It's all
How y'all
good.
doing today?
It's all good. It's all good. So, how you doing today, man?
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good.
Yeah. No doubt. So, you just finished. You just finished up your junior year in high school. You know what I mean? So, let's just talk about that for a second. How was your junior year this year? You know what I mean? Just, let me know. Let a brother know because, children don't be telling their parents everything. You know what I'm saying? So just sum up your junior year and different things,
Yep. So, man, it's crazy. I'm smiling every day because it just went by so far.
So fast?
So far, so fast, yeah. So my junior year was great, y'all. I'm about to be, a senior now, but I'm about to talk about my junior year. So my junior year, it was a lot of ups and downs, but it was also great though too. It was great because you know.
So explain the downs. You know what I'm saying? Let me hear some of the downs. I think the people want to hear some of the downs, man. You know what I mean? The point of this whole podcast is I want to share the downs. You know what I mean? The stuff that other people be trying to cover up and stay away from. I don't like all that. You know what I mean? So just like explain some of the downs, some of the challenges, some of the failures even, you know, whether it's with school or whether it's with girls, just like, I mean, talk about it. What's up?
Well, so I started back at gotta go to STEM Academy. So I started back there. My mom signed me up for my vocational school, DCTS, and I definitely had a good experience there. You know, everything because we was now just starting out, you know, a fresh new year and also back in person because my sophomore year, my 10th grade year, it was all online because of, you know, of COVID and everything, but we started back in person and everything. And
was it challenging going transitioning from online to in person? Did it feel weird being back in there?
It definitely did feel like that. It was like 50-50 with it. And I didn't mind coming back in there, but it was okay, I guess, because we was like, we was online for so long and we got used to that, and now we're about to go back in person. You know, it's not going to feel the same, but you know, we did it and everything, and
yep.
And we got used to it again. So
before we keep going, I totally forgot. I definitely wanted just to shout out. This thought just came to my head. I'm sorry. I wanted to shout out Kev Thomas. Yes, God. What's going on? I was watching you yesterday on the podcast, Mind Our Businesses podcast, I believe it's called. And, I was checking out Mind Our Businesses podcast. I see my man Kev on here. You know what I mean? So I just wanted just to shout that out real quick. And, I got a Yes God story that I want to tell, though, too. You know what I'm saying? And I might get into that a little bit later. But shout out to Mind Our Businesses podcast, Kev Thomas, and other people that's doing their thing in and around the city. But keep going.
Yeah, so it did feel 50-50 about it, but we back into it and we getting it going. So it was this vocational school I was going to, y'all, and it was like a school that can help me with like things I can think about, you know, college and everything like that. And my class was I think it was computer science and
Okay, so tell us about the challenges though that you had. Like, so what were some of the challenges going to this new vocational school that you never been to? Some of the challenges there.
The challenges were mainly first it started off good, but the challenge was my teacher left because of her cancer that she had. She had cancer, y'all, and she called us all to the front, and then she was like, yo, like, I ain't gonna be here much longer at all because, you know, I got cancer, and also she had a son that's autistic and everything, and and you gotta take care of him and cook for him like every single day, and then she had to, she barely got some sleep, and also she had to come teach us and everything. Right. So, I would say it was a lot for her. So, but she was mainly the teacher that was really supposed to help us during that time, and then
that definitely, you know what, and not to really go over that real quick, man. I just want to just say to that, right? Your teacher, she was battling cancer, or dealing with that situation, and then just the difficulties and challenges that come along with with taking care of a child that's autistic. That's a lot, that's a lot on somebody's plate. All right. You know what I mean? That's a lot on somebody's plate, so I just want to say, man, it's like sometimes we complain about a lot of things sometimes, right? You know what I mean? It's like we complain about so many different things, or just get overwhelmed or down about so many things. And it's like, yeah, but were you going through something like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, until you in that kind of situation, man, you know, and it's, you know, it's not really to make light of other things that go on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we all deal with serious things, but there are levels though, right? It's like we all deal with serious things, but there are levels to seriousness, right? Because it's like you could think something is serious in your own mind, in your own opinion, is very serious to you. You know what I mean? But really, when it comes to the truth of the true perspective, it's really not that serious as somebody that has cancer and somebody that has to deal with all the different things, you know, that may come with that situation. So I just want to, man, just say that's major, and she was dealing with a lot, man. And yeah, man, that's a rough thing right there.
Yeah, it was definitely like a crazy battle that she was going through. As like you just told me, and I was thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, she was, because she's taking all that, she's going through a lot of stuff at home and doing a lot of stuff that she can, you know, and also she's like coming to school, still having cancer, and she's still like probably in pain and everything.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And still, and the crazy that she's pushing through, and she's still teaching us about different things. It's like she don't have to do this because she's going through that. Like, she don't really have to come, but
well, yeah,
she was still able to come, and you know.
She was pushing through until she couldn't no more though.
Yeah.
Right. So, you know, you could always try to push through, but it definitely comes to a point where you really gotta look out for you and take care of you and your family, and just be like, yo, you know what I mean? I pushed through long as I could. You know what I'm saying? Now I gotta really tighten up and do some stuff that I need to do. But okay, so so it was challenges there. What's some of the challenges as far as with so was it hard going to two different schools, because you was going to the vocational school in the morning and then you was switching transition to STEM. So was it hard making that transition? Was it hard not seeing your friends at STEM in the morning? You know what I'm saying? Like, how was that process?
The process, I mean, it was okay for me. You know, two classes one place, two classes another place. Yeah, it was fine for me. Every time I went into STEM though, like my friends like always say like, yo, why you always come late to school and everything? Like, you missed 2 periods. And I keep telling everybody, I'm like, yo, I only got third and fourth period here. You know what I mean? Like, I can't come because I go to a vocational school. Like I be telling everybody. But yeah, so my friends, that had no problem, because I could still, you know, meet them at lunch or things like that. So that wasn't really no problem. So I would say, yeah, my teacher leaving at my vocational school, y'all, that was really a challenge, because she was actually the main teacher that taught that lesson, instead of then what it made it more worse is that, we had like different substitutes keep coming in, and like they probably they can't stay as long, and we just had some teachers that did not know what we was learning about, and then we had teachers that didn't know what they was learning about. They didn't know, they wasn't even to help us like that. So most of these teachers was like, like every time we walked in, it's like, all right, go to the back and work whatever y'all missing and working on. It's like it was really nothing. Like, once after my teacher left, like everything just fell right down the hill. It's like, man, like and we barely learned stuff. Sometimes we walked in there and we didn't learn nothing the whole day, and we kind of had a free day and everything like that. And that's where we all came together sometimes. And like when my principal posted more assignments, the good thing about it is that we came together. We all had to come together and just help each other out. I'm like, all right, so if teacher's not going to do nothing, then we got to come together and help each other out and figure things out, or look stuff up on YouTube, look stuff up on Google, because that's the only thing we can really do like that. So that's the good thing. We came together, but so it was a downhill when my teacher left. Different people coming in and like and it's hard for the students sometimes mentally too, because I have a lot of like students that's not really that good inside there,
Right. Right.
and like they get mentally upset and everything like that, and saying that they don't like the teachers at all and everything. So, and then we also came together when we had to talk to our principal about. I'm like, yo, Mr. Hanson, like, yo, like we don't have no teacher right now. Like, can you get somebody else in here that knows this type of work and everything like that, instead of having a teacher that's mean and also like just telling us to go in the back and everything when we first come in and stuff. Like, we don't get like no warm up, like we don't get no warm up, like warm up work or anything like that, like how we used to get, like where's all that at and everything. And the principal was saying that it was kind of hard to like get some new teachers because because of COVID around that time too.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
it was hard for a lot of this stuff like that. So that was really my downfall right there, is when teacher left and then things was going downhill. But I still pushed through, and then I passed with an A, got honor rolls and everything my whole year. So
Yeah, no doubt.
so that was good.
That's definitely good. That's awesome. So, man, this is Holds the Hole, man. It's truly a beautiful day and a beautiful life, man. We gonna transition a little bit, man. We gonna come back to my son, but man, I want to talk today and kind of get into the topic which you see as superficial intimacy. Superficial intimacy. And you know what? Just looking at that title on the screen, I told Leslie the title, but just looking at it on the screen, it just makes it seem like it's even more powerful just looking at something. You know what I mean? Like you ever have something in your head, like there's an idea in your head, but then once you put it down, that's why it's so important to write, right? Like it's so important to write stuff down, like to get it out your head, because like when you look at it, man, it just makes it more, it's more real, it's more authentic, it's more powerful. So that's what's up. But anyway, we're going to dive into a little bit of what that is and kind of like my idea behind superficial intimacy. And then we going to transition again. But listen, superficial intimacy. Last time on the podcast, I think we talked about, oh my goodness, I be forgetting, man. Like between Holds the Hole and Weak Strong show, man, sometimes they kind of like slide in and morph into each other. So I really did forget. Oh, hold on. I think the last episode was Quiet Strength. Quiet Strength might have been the last one. But anyway, the idea behind this one is, man, so I was talking to my daughter the other day, and talking to my daughter the other day, and I totally don't even remember like how we got on the subject at all. You know what I'm saying? It just kind of, we just kind of just went that way. I was talking about something totally different. It was like a totally another conversation, and then it kind of just went to this, and it was powerful because it kind of went with some other things I was already thinking about anyway. But it's like, so I'm talking to my daughter, and I was asking her about just like people that she know in school, right? And we talked about this before a lot though too. You know what I'm saying? Like we talked about this a lot before, but it's like, so I'm talking to her and I'm like, yo, tell me about just some people that you know in school, right? You know what I mean? I'm like, tell me about, so she started to mention like some people who she really know, like her real friends or whatever, you know what I mean? So I'm like, nah, I ain't talking about that. I said, I ain't talking about like, your core group of friends, or your close friends. I said, I didn't mean that. I mean, tell me about, cause I was trying to like give her an example to explain what I was the message I was saying to her. So the example that I gave her was like, I was like, tell me about somebody that you know from school, right? You know, somebody who you know from, you know, 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th on up. I'm like, tell me somebody that you know of, right? But you don't really know like that. You know what I mean? So she was kind of thinking at first, and like I said, she started to kind of go with some people who she really know. I'm like, nah. I mean somebody who you know, but you don't know. Like, yo, so anyway, you know, so she kind of said this person's name or whatever like that. So I was like, okay, good. And then I started explaining. I'm like, so you know this person, like, you know, you've been with her in school, right? You've been with her in school, so you know this person, but you never hung with them outside of school, right? You don't know them outside of school. You never been to their house, you know what I mean? You don't know nothing about them. You just know what you know. You just know them from school, you know what I mean? You know their name. You know how they look. You know everything on the outside, you know what I mean? But you don't know nothing about inside what's going on with this person. Like, you know, you don't know this person's backstory. You know what I'm saying? You don't know this person's history, right?
Yeah. So the point that I was trying to drive home and where I'm going with this is like, that's how a lot of relationships are now. Like, that's pretty much what this generation is, right? So that's pretty much what's going on now. It's pretty much what we see every day. All we see is superficial intimacy. We see this stuff on the surface. We see like people knowing about each other, but not really knowing each other. So the point that I'm driving home is, it's like, you can know we live in a generation that it's like, we know we have information, right? They call this the information age or information technology. That's like one of the classes I think that you know about. So it's like we call this the information age. This is the age of the internet. This is the age of technology. This is the age of computers, right? So it's all this information and education, right? Mm-hmm. It's all this information, but it's like, but nobody knows anything, right? Now, how is it all this information, but nobody knows anything about? So nobody's intimate with things; they just know about it, right? So the words that I want you to remember, if you don't remember nothing else, so the words that I want you to get is intimate and information, right? Information versus intimacy. This is where we at. This is the crux of what I'm talking about. So information. Now, so when I was talking to her about this, I'm like, yeah, you have information. Like, I'm sure it's people that you know, it's people that you know in school that you have information about, right? So you could look at somebody who you came up or know from school, and you'll be like, yo, man, yeah, I know so-and-so. I know so-and-so's name. I know so-and-so like this kind of music. You know what I mean? I know so-and-so is like this. When so-and-so get mad, he start to do this. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Or, you know what I mean? Or when I get mad, I start boom, boom, boom. So it's like, everybody knows information about yourself and about each other. We all know that information. That's easy, right? Mm-hmm. Because it's easy to go off what we see. You know what I'm saying? But the problem with that is we judge by what we see and not by what we truly know. You know what I mean? This is the powerful thing. This is the powerful thing that I'm saying. We know a lot because we see. So we judge by what we see, not what we truly know. Everything is superficial. It's all on exterior. It's not, you don't truly know somebody. You don't truly know somebody. So when you don't truly know somebody's history, somebody's story, somebody's backstory, somebody's life journey, right? When you don't know that,
it's impossible. Well, we still do it anyway, but we don't know that. But therefore, you judge somebody just because you know somebody's information. You know their tendencies. You know them, but you don't truly know them. So, man, this is powerful. This is powerful, y'all. So it's all superficial. It's not real. But this is how we look at people. This is how we judge people. This is how we categorize people. This is how we label people. And it's all superficial, right? It's all exterior stuff. It's nothing deep. You don't know stuff deeply about anybody, but you look at that person from the outside and make your judgment based on you observing information about them, but not intimacy with them. Now here's the problem with this. Now I'm get into something, but then I'm transition to another point. So the next point that I'm making is this, though, right? Now with this knowledge, right, with this superficial intimacy that we all live in and have. The problem with mankind, right, man and woman, the problem with humans is that like people will be like, okay, so let's just use this for an example, right? Let's use this for an example. Say you got with a girl, right? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Say you got with a girl, and and y'all talking and everything, boom, boom, boom. And then you got with a girl, y'all talking, things is going good, right? And then well, that ain't really a good example, I guess. They ain't really a good example because I was gonna go somewhere else with this example, but then I was thinking about it. I was like, nah, let me not say that. But all right, well, let's try to use it. Let's try to use this example. So say you with a girl, y'all talking, everything going good, right? And so say y'all get more intimate. You know what I mean? So first is just like talking on the phone, okay? But then say y'all go out on a date. Okay, so first it was this phone conversations, and then y'all go on a date. So y'all getting more intimate, all right? Y'all get more intimate. But then, okay, so y'all get more intimate, right? But so y'all spend time together now, okay? Y'all go on a date. But then say on that date, y'all don't go deeper. Like, y'all don't go deeper into, like, the person's life or, the person's family, like, their story. So, say y'all just go on a date and y'all have fun. It's cool, but y'all don't really go no deeper than that. You know what I'm saying? You would be like, okay, yeah, we in a relationship. We getting serious, right? We getting serious. So, most people would say, oh, yeah, I'm intimate with that person. I know that person. You know what I mean? But do you really? You know what I mean?
You really don't, because like, you didn't ask them like how they doing. Well, you probably did, but like you probably didn't ask them like how they doing, how's their life, what's going on.
Like why?
Yeah. Like their background.
Yeah, right, exactly. And their background, right? Like somebody's background or backstory, you know what I mean? Like why they are the way they are, right? And that's pretty much where I'm getting at. Is like people are the way they are for a reason, right? People are the way they are for a reason. Now this other point that I want to transition to is that now the problem with this whole thing, right? Now the problem with this whole thing is that when people only know other people, they have information about them, but they don't have intimacy with them. So it's like, just think about, it's like nowadays people got a lot of followers, but they don't know them, right? They got followers and not friends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like you got all kind of followers, but if you was going through something, you wouldn't be able to call nobody for help. But when you post, you got all these followers. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what's the use of having followers if you don't got friends?
Got so many followers but no friends though.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why is it all these fake superficial relationship? Now, let me tell you why that is. The reason why nowadays people have followers and not friends, and it's all these fake, superficial kind of relationships, is because the person is superficial, right? The person is superficial. You attract what you are. Oh man, that's deep right there. You can only attract or what attracts you. You know what I'm saying? So either you're attracted to, like, you attract something to you, or you're attracted to something. But it's all based on who you are at the time. So if you have a lot of superficial, relationships who you have information about somebody, but you don't have intimacy. So when you do that, it's really because you're not that deep as a person. You're not that deep. You're not intimate with yourself. And this is the issue right here. The reason why people are not intimate with other people is because they lack depth with themselves. So I'm talking to my daughter, right? And I'm just like, yeah, so that person who you have information on, but you don't know anything about, I'm like, see, that's the problem. So I was like, do you know things about yourself? So I'm talking to my daughter, right? I'm like, do you know things about yourself? And she's like, yeah. So I'm like, well, tell me some things about yourself. And she's like, well, she was like, well, I like this. My favorite color is this. My favorite food is this. I like this. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's information. But then I'm like, well, why do you like that though? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the reason? What's the motive? What's the motive behind you liking what you like? Do you know why you like what you like? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, most people don't know that.
Yeah, like they don't know why. They don't know why they like stuff. It's just kind of just like, oh, I just do. Or whatever, because it's my favorite. But they don't know why. And this is key. This is so key. It's impossible for you to have real intimacy, right? True intimacy. It's impossible to have true intimacy, right? If you don't have it with yourself, right? If you don't have personal intimacy. And most people don't. And I've come to realize, right? I've come to understand and realize, like me, even in just thinking back to my own personal story and backstory, my testimony, I got myself into trouble. It's like I got myself into trouble. I got myself into a lot of trouble. For the main reason being is because I really didn't know myself. So I'm talking. So me and my daughter still talking at this point, and I'm like, I didn't know I was me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I didn't know I was me. And she was like, what? So she looking at me. I'm like, I didn't know that I was me. Like, I didn't know. So the person that I am now, is like the total opposite of who I thought I was. Right? Like, I'm the total opposite of who I thought I was. So I got myself into a lot of trouble because I didn't know myself, right? We get ourselves into a lot of trouble when we don't know when we don't know ourselves, and because we don't know ourselves, we don't know, like, we don't desire to go deep with others, is because we don't have that. We don't know why. We don't have the why behind even the why in our own lives. So the thing about it is, and and most people will share the information that they know, right? Once again, this is the internet. This is the information age. Everybody got information. Everybody got education, right? But nobody has self-education no more. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has education, but nobody's self-educated. Oh, man. That's good. That's good right there. Everybody has a lot of information, but do you know different specs and insight even into yourself or to your own life? And do you judge people off of what you know? Right? It's like, so like I'm driving in today, and I'm thinking about this. I'm like, how deceiving. Like, it's really deceiving. This boy falling asleep right here, y'all. Like, this boy literally falling asleep on camera though too. How you gonna fall asleep on camera, bro?
I don't know, man. I am a little tired, yo. I ain't gonna hold you.
Boy, gonna fall asleep on camera, man. Like, this got to be the first. Has anybody ever fell asleep on camera here? Anybody? I don't know. It's got to be the first time somebody fell asleep on camera. But so anyway, I'm driving in, and I'm thinking about how deceiving it is, you know, which is why I have the word superficial intimacy. It's like it's a very powerful thing, but it's deceiving because it's like you can have all the information about somebody, but still be deceived into thinking that you're intimate with them, right? It's very deceiving. It's very deceptive. And that's what we gotta be. That's why you gotta be like on guard against deception, right? I mean, like, you know, things are very, very deceiving, and like it looks real. It seems right. And you know, when I was on Week Strong the other day, I was saying how it's you know, there's a way that seems right. The word says there's a way that seems right unto a man, but the end thereof is death. Well, this is what it is. This is what it is. It's like we are so deceived by thinking things is what they are, when in reality that's not really what it is. You know, but if you blind and don't know the truth or don't know the why behind certain things, right? It's like you'll fall into that deception. Like, you know, you'll fall into it. But it's powerful though too, because I want to bring out this point right here. This point I want to bring out. I was the other day, I'm talking to a lady, right? Now, I didn't know this lady at all. And
Oh, I know you about to talk about.
oh yeah, like what I was telling you about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm talking to a lady, didn't know this lady at all. And now I'm gonna be honest. I'll be honest. I think like, so I'm in a mall, right? I'm in a mall and I'm walking trying to find a bathroom, right? I've never been to this mall before. So I'm walking trying to find a bathroom. And then so I look over and this lady is kind of like, you know, she's kind of looking at me. And so I was like, oh, let me stop and ask her where the bathroom is, because I know she know. So like I stopped, I went over to her. Now, when I was walking up to her, right? So I'm walking up to her. When I was walking up to her, she, you know, I could tell that she must have had an idea of just like, oh, like this guy looks good or something like that. You know, this guy that's walking towards me, you know, he whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I could tell that was like her move or like what she was thinking. So anyway, but I'm walking towards her. I'm like, yo, I ain't even knowing that. I'm about to ask you where the bathroom is. You know what I mean? So anyway, I walk up to her, ask where the bathroom is. She tells me. But then we start talking, right? She had like her own stand in the mall where she sold some stuff that she sell. And so I was like, thank you. And then I was like, yeah, so what do you do? What you selling here? She started telling me XYZ. But then, so during the conversation or whatever, she's like, she started telling me about like different things going on in the world. You know what I'm saying? I didn't mean to do that. But she started telling me about different things going on in the world. So she started telling me about like, you know, she was like, oh, did you hear that Joe Biden is saying this and doing that? You know, did you hear that it's a gas shortage and gas is about to go up? Did you hear that it's a food shortage and food is about to go up? You know what I'm saying? Like saying all these things. And I'm like, so, and now my response to her, so I said, I was like, nah. I was like, nah, I ain't really, I said, no, I said, I'm not in tune with the world, right? Uh-huh. So I'm like, nah, I ain't hear about that. I said, I'm not really in tune with the world. So when I said that, you know, now I didn't notice this till afterwards. So, but when I said that, she must have like got kind of ticked off because she was just like, oh, no. I don't mean like, she was like, I don't mean being in tune with the world. Like, I don't mean like you're doing what they do. She, you know, she was just like, not you doing what they do, but you should be aware of different things going on and what you need to do to prepare yourselves for like challenging times.
Yep.
And you know, so I'm like, so my response was, I'm like, oh yeah, that's not how I meant it. You know what I mean? That's not how I meant it. You know, I was like, I didn't mean it like that. I know what you were saying. And so my response was just like, I'm not in tune with that stuff. I'm not on that stuff. But so apparently, make a long story short, apparently she was on this stuff. Like she cared about what she cared about, right? She cared about current news, current events. She cared about different things. So basically what ended up happening was it started off like a good conversation, but then it ended up where like, you know, but it ended kind of negative because she was on something that I wasn't on, right? She cared about something that I didn't care about. I mean, she cared about something that I didn't care about. And so my point that I'm trying to make is, by the time it got to the end of the conversation, you know, she was mad. She was mad at me because I didn't care about what she cared about. I'm like, I'm not on that. That's not my thing. My mind is on a totally different thing.
Right.
And then so she was like, well, that's not what I'm saying. I was just sharing information. No, you wasn't. Because if you were truly just sharing information, you wouldn't get offended when somebody doesn't like it or somebody's not on it. Like, if you're truly just sharing information because that's your motive is just to share information, you wouldn't get upset or offended if somebody doesn't agree or whatever. So when I begin to think about this conversation, I'm like, you know what? She got mad. She got mad at me because she couldn't make me be like her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, she couldn't make me be intimate with her. You know, not intimate like nothing crazy. I mean intimate like she couldn't get me thinking like her. She couldn't get me on the same mind as her. She couldn't get me to care about what she cared about. I'm like, lady, I appreciate you telling me about stuff that's current news, but I'm not on it. I don't care about that. That's you. If you care about that and that's your thing, you go do that by all means. Like, you stay on that, but I'm over here. And that's all I was saying. She got mad because I said, I'm over here. I'm not on what you on. Oh, so what you were trying to do is you was trying to make me think like you. I don't think like you. So what I'm saying is that, like, when I come on here, right? When I come on here, I may share information or I share my story or my backstory or different things that I've learned along the way, right? But I don't share that because I want you to think like me. You know what I mean? Your life is not like mine. Your life is different. right? You've been through different stuff. You've been through unique things that's unique to you. So, you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't share information or wisdom or insight or whatever. I don't share my story because I want you to be like me, or for even really for you to agree. Like, I don't share for you to agree. I share because it's who I am. Right? So true intimacy, right? True intimacy is about having pure motives. My motive for coming on here is pure. I don't share because I'm like, yeah, I need you to think like me. I want everybody to like this podcast. I want everybody to listen to this podcast. I want everybody to apply what I say on. I don't think like that. You don't have to look at me. You don't have to follow me. You don't have to listen to what I say on here. You know what I mean? That's good. That's good. Don't listen to it. I don't share for you to like me or like this or support me. I share because it's who I am. Oh man. I don't have any motives, right? I have pure motives. I don't have any motive. I don't get mad if you don't, you know what I mean? If you follow this, if you don't follow it, if you listen I don't get mad. I don't care. I don't share for you. I share because I just love to share. But this lady who said that she was just like, oh, now you're getting too emotional. I wasn't saying that. I was just sharing information. No, you got mad because I didn't follow what you said. You know what I mean? It's like, listen,
right there.
it's like people don't have to follow you. People don't have to follow me. You know what I mean? Listen, people don't have to do what I say. I don't talk for you to like, you know, agree or apply it. You know what I mean? I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I communicate and I talk out of true intimacy and out of true motives, pure motives. It's like, I do it because it's who I am and because I enjoy it. You know what I mean? It has nothing to do with other people, right? Nothing to do with other people. But this is good. Superficial intimacy, man. And so that lady had superficial intimacy. She thought she was about to, you know, she thought the information she was going to share, she wanted me to, you know what I mean? She wanted me to abide by it and be like her. That's superficial. Your motives were wrong, right? Your true motives was you wanted me to be like you, and I ain't like you. And when I said that, you got mad. You're being superficial. Be honest, right? Like, do it for the love. Do it for the pure joy of it. You know what I mean? With no strings attached. You know what I mean? That's true intimacy. True intimacy is when it's no strings attached. There ain't no other motives with it. Oh, I'm only with this person because this person, you know, because this person looks good. I'm only with this person because this person has money. I'm only with this person because this person makes me feel special. Man. See, the problem is most people don't know themselves first. You have to know yourself first before your relationship with somebody else can thrive. You know what I mean? But we're impatient, and then we just want to get with somebody else because this person makes us feel good, or this person is this person is that. You are using that person, right? That's superficial intimacy. You're using when you want to get with somebody, you know, all my friends got girlfriends. I want a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oh, so you want a girlfriend just to make you feel good. Oh, you're using that person. That's not right.
You don't use another person just to make you happy. You're supposed to be happy already. But if you don't know yourself, right? You wouldn't be happy because you don't know yourself and you're trying to be with somebody else to make you feel good. Oh man, this is good. 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 And I'm done. I ain't standing much longer. This is Born Leader, holds the whole podcast for the day. Superficial intimacy. You have to know. You have to know. You have to know. Go deep with yourself before you look to go deep with other people. And don't think because you have information about somebody, because you know somebody's tendencies, because you know somebody's personality, because you know somebody even bodily, right? That's lust. For you to be concerned with just somebody's body, that don't mean that you know that person intimately. Oh, man. See, this is a lustful generation, right? This is a lustful thing. All you want somebody to make you feel good, but that's because you're superficial. You're lusting and you're using that person for your own benefit. That's lust. It's time to go deeper with yourself. It's time to know yourself. It's time to educate yourself and stop looking for other people just to make you feel good. This is good. This is real good. I feel good. Hold the whole podcast for the day. I'm out. Born Leader. This is something special. Superficial intimacy. And as soon as Leslie comes back, I'm gonna end this. Leslie stepped out for a second though. Leslie stepped out for a second. So anyway,
She gone.
yeah, she out. She out. As soon as she come back, we can end the show. You know what I'm saying? There she go. There she go. So listen, man, we good. Holds the hold for the day. I'm out. Born Leader.
It's Born Leader. Work hard, expect nothing, right? That's right. Ha.